Hey
I think.
Jagat, I
Hi,
found you.
Ben. So
Hey,
we'll keep this as the last question for today. And if any of you would like to ask me anything, you can email me also if I've left anybody, or we can have another meetings soon. Then we can also do that. Yes, Ben. Yes, tell me, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you. I've been
Same here.
following your channel for like 4 months now, and
Yes.
want to report that everything seems to click.
Okay.
Oh, can I share with you a report? I
Okay.
think okay. There is no free will, is there?
So okay, let me. So there is.
Can I? May I
Yeah,
describe
yeah,
to you what
yeah,
it?
yeah. Of course, of course. Yeah,
It doesn't feel like I'm taking credit for my thoughts or actions. It just feels like there's spontaneous happenings
yeah.
and I'm just a witness to it. So there is no free will.
True, true. But you see, the thing is that of course, there is no free will, but what that means, we have to understand it in depth, what that really means. We do have the free will to make a choice. We can choose. That much free will we have, right? But the outcome is not necessarily going to be in according to our preference. That is the understanding of free will. So, um, of course, when this is a concession given by the masters when they say that we have the free will even to make a choice. Even the choice is happening, it is
Yeah, yeah,
dictated.
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
The spot, it
yeah.
comes from empathy. Like I can't even control where my next thought is.
Yes, yes. We
Yes,
feel we feel that we are making the choice, but that choice is being guided by so much conditioning, so many past preferences. So, uh, but again, what why the masters say this, I can understand, because sometimes we may misunderstand the concept and say that since there is no free will, I will not act. Now, that is that is an assumption. How do you know that you're not supposed to act, right?
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there is a beautiful line by Ramesh Balsekar where he says
Hmm.
the created object cannot know the will of the creator source. And the same sentiment was echoed by Master Eckhart, where he says that all the human object can do is marvel at the creation,
Mm,
which means whatever is presented, whether suffering, whether happiness, it can only marvel at the creator's creation.
mm,
But it cannot know why the creator is doing what it is doing, why the, let's say, put it in terms of cosmic law, that why the it cannot decode the cosmic law. The limited brain cannot decode the immensity of the cosmic law, it cannot grasp. And that is the freedom. That is where the mind inverts on itself. He says, when I have no free will, then who is this me? Then who is this me? Who is acting?
exactly.
So, it is then that this recognition happens that the actions are being executed, but there is
Uh-huh.
no individual entity that is executing an action. There is no individual entity. And that is the
Right.
true surrender. After that, there is no question. Then that is the true surrender. It cannot know. And when the mind comes to this understanding that it cannot know, that is when the knowing happens. That is when the
Whoa.
pure knowing happens.
Yeah.
Unless the mind lives, I mean, just speaking conceptually, until the mind lives, it keeps moving. Let me do this. Let me try to do this, to know that. But when it is completely convinced that there is nothing to know, there is absolutely nothing, then it becomes nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Krishna said to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, you're entitled to your labor, but not to the fruits of your labor. Is
Yes,
that?
yes, yes. That is a very beautiful verse. And, again, it is like Arjuna says that, he says it is better to beg in the street than to kill your own relatives. So
Mhm.
Krishna says that, but I, as time, has already concluded this battle. So you think you are performing this battle, you think you are the one picking up the bow and arrow and fighting, but it is I who has done everything as time. The battle has
Right,
already been concluded.
right.
So he says, pick up the bow and do your job. That is what it says. Because what
What?
he means is that you cannot know the cosmic law. So you
Mhm.
have to execute, you have to do what you are designed to do in this world. So do it
What
with,
should have happened? And
sorry?
not, can I put it in another way? What should have
Yeah,
happened would
yeah,
have happened. What
yeah,
shouldn't have happened wouldn't have happened.
yeah.
And it's your ego thinking, like, I should have gone to the top school. I should have married this person. That's creating that separation. But if you should have done all these things, then you would have done all these things. You'll never know.
Yeah, true, true, true,
I
true.
think I got it.
Yes, it is so beautiful. It is the mind which keeps contemplating that maybe I do this, this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing. He says that just do, that is what Ramesh meant when he said acting spontaneously. That is what happens when there is recognition. The mind becomes like that. It acts spontaneously. It's not much concerned with right and wrong as such. Of course, we don't become reckless. It's not that, I'm just going to become reckless and, uh, because even if I'm not the doer, the actions which are happening through the mind body organism will have consequences for the mind body organism. They will still have consequences. But again, that said, whatever has to be, whatever has to happen through me is not being dictated or guided by me. It is being dictated and guided by the awareness. It is being dictated and guided according to cosmic law.
Yeah.
And that is where my intellect ends. My intellect is a beautiful thing. It can create marvelous things in the world. It can do great accomplishments. But this intellect is the last hurdle to the real understanding as well.
Oh, wow.
It is a
I
beautiful
figured
thing.
I pardon I'm
Yeah.
not I'm usually not like this, but it's just I figured this out like earlier this week. So I'm just in a state of exaltation. So just wow, feels so cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ben.